And the first day, the device will learn. The second day, you change the settings, it will learn a little bit more. The third day, and so on. And the device will learn by itself your habits, which temperature you want, at which time of the day, at which time of the year, and it automatically adjusts itself to accommodate your needs. Now, this device is fairly complex, okay? But the good thing is that we have taken out the complexity from the end user. Okay? And if you look a little bit of this device, of course there is hardware. Of course there is software. Of course there is content and services to run and to make this experience being possible. But what it does is that we have taken this behind the end user. And we have focused on defining exactly what is the value for the end user, what it cares about, and what it needs to do in order to have the device operate properly. And everything else has been taken on the outside. So, of course, we need engineering, we need mechanical and electricals, we need electronics, we need software, we need simulation. We need all of that in order to build and to imagine that device. But we need to think about the end user. We need to think about the experience. And by thinking about this, this is where we are going to create value. Let me just have one slide about IT. Of course, we are in the capital of IT in India, and I would say also in the world. I mean, okay? So let me just spend 2 minutes on IT. You know, you have heard about PDM. Okay, PDM is about document management, CAD management, is about visualization, okay? And after we've gone through PLM, so we took the management of data and the management of files, and we have added requirements management, we have added project management, we have added issue management. So we have enlarged the scope of the business process we could do around the documents we were using in order to produce the products, okay? Now, I think it's time now to elevate this to the next level, okay? The next level, we need to focus on the experience, on the user experience. Because, in fact, you cannot create good products, valuable products, if you do not know what is the experience you are going to provide to the end user. Okay? And in order to do so, you need much more than managing files. You need much more than managing projects and programs. You need data, not files, to be available to everybody in the ecosystem. Not only the engineers, okay, but also the people on the fabs, the people in procurement, okay? And you need also to simulate. You need also to be able to simulate the experience before actually you produce it. You need to make sure that you are going to produce is going to provide the value. And there is only one way to do that, is the simulation. And it's the real life, the behavioral simulation of the experience you are thinking about. So we need to go from modeling products to create experiences. And in order to do this, it is as simple as doing two things. Move from managing files to be data-driven. And move from static information, static engineering, to model-based engineering. Now, let's go and focus about semiconductor, because this is what we are here today, and I would like to address the semiconductor business reality. Only 45% of launches meets their original launch date. We have a time to market issue. 60% of the projects needs at least one respin. And one respin today, if you look at the technology, is several thousand US dollars to several millions. And only 60% or a little less of semiconductor designs makes it into the production. So over 40% exceeds the budget, and when you are not in time, you can lose from a quarter to roughly half of the potential revenues. This is the reality. These data are coming from IBS, Calypso, other sources. And when you look at how this reality is, actually, it's all about deadlines. It's all about data, wrong or incorrect data going to tape out. And it's all about wrong resources, wrong product definition. So what this industry needs is the ability to reclaim the cycles that are spent on fixing preventable issues. Okay? It's also ensure data integrity. Make sure that when you send files, they come with the right label, so that you are not going to end up with a lot of 1 million pieces that are functionally correct, but that they have the wrong label on them. So you need to dispose of these pieces. And finally, you need to ensure that you have an efficient and consistent collaboration in the design process in order to make sure that you are working on the right product with the right team and make the project go through. So at Dassault System, we have taken our 3D experience platform and combine the power of our 12 different brands and create industry solution experience to serve 12 industries. Among these industries, high-tech is the industry I am working in. And I have had the privilege to take our valuable brands, applications, and to create silicon thinking. So silicon thinking is an industry solution. It is industry specific. It is dedicated to semiconductor companies, okay? It provides semiconductor companies with the ability to manage their end-to-end semiconductor design process. Yesterday, one of the keynote speakers talked about make in India or do in India. And he qualified that with 3 or 4 major steps. One is innovation. The second is the create or the design. The third is the make, manufacture, and the fourth is support. Actually, silicon thinking is able to address the 3 first steps. Innovation happens in project and portfolio management. It happens also in managing the requirements and understanding what it is that you want to create, what it is that you want to provide as an experience to your customer or to your consumer. Okay? So innovation can be addressed. The second is design or create. And here you have IP management. You have collaborative design, and you have verification and validation that can help create and design the right devices for the right purpose. And of course, on top of that, you have issue and defect and change management. Okay? So that's the second step. And finally, the make or manufacture are addressed by the semiconductor manufacturing configuration. So this is where you start planning front-end manufacturing. And you start defining where you are going to produce all the different sales items that you can take out of a single die or a single wafer. So then after you move to the packaging, you need to manage the packaging, and you need to manage the reliability of the package through thermal, through stress, through moisture. So you need to make sure that the final product that you are going to provide to your customer will be reliable and will meet the reliability requirements. And finally, 9, we are going to focus about yield optimization. So here we cover 9 different processes of semiconductor product. Okay, and these makes our customer thinking not any longer about the design complexity and the switch from one node to the other, but also they allow them to design platforms and to create from those platforms different variants to address specific markets, to address specific needs, and to make their business more profitable. Because they can split the cost of the design of one platform into several product lines, into several product variants, in order to achieve a better profitability. So I have a couple of more slides, but I'm going to skip them. Okay, they will be in my final presentation. You will see we have more details on the value, more details about the differentiators we do provide. I would just like to spend 30 seconds on this one. This is an industry-proven solution. If you take the top 20 semi companies in the world, 18 of them are already users of silicon thinking. You see some examples and you see some details on how they are using silicon thinking to manage and run their semiconductor business. And I would definitely be available to talk to you on a one-to-one basis if you need to have more details about that. I would like to leave a few minutes for questions, if there are any.